photo essay with all the winners of the Absolute Elite's Filmfare Glamour and Style Awards. The winners were shot on a lavish set created especially for this occasion. A team of photographers, Abhay Singh and Syed Zubair, shot the winners in all their glory. The issue also has a stellar threefold cover page and a detailed show as well.
Nothing, I'm very happy to be here. I'm always happy to do any event with Filmfare and Jitesh. I think everything that they do has a lot of quality involved. And whether it's the Style Awards, whether it's the Film Awards, or anything, the interviews or the covers or anything. So I always take out and give special time to them. It's not only because, like they said, I'm a part of the Filmfare family. It's also because, like I said, there's a lot of quality and there's a lot of gravitas to whatever they do. So it's nice to be associated with something that has that much of depth and credibility, I think.
Thank you. May I request Sonam to now unveil the cover, please?
I'm dying to see this cover. I hope I'm looking the best.
Thank you. Sonam and Mr. Jitesh, may I kindly request you all to sign the cover as well? Well, the cover looks fantastic, and as we know that this Filmfare issue is being dedicated to the Absolute Elite's Filmfare Glamour and Style Awards. Members of the media, we're going to be beginning the question and answer session in the next few minutes. So if you have questions, kindly be ready. We have a mic in the audience that we'd like to rotate. Thank you.
Yeah. So since Filmfare is the first dibs on asking you a question, who according to you is a fashion diva and why? I mean, what is your definition of being a fashion diva? Because you won the Absolute Elite Substance and Style Award as well as the most stylish actor award. So
Besides myself, I
Yes, besides yourself. That's self-explanatory, no?
I think, when you... Thanks. I think when you look at are you talking about yesteryear divas or contemporary actors? Or?
I mean, it could be Marilyn Monroe, it could be Bridget, it could be anyone.
Honestly, if I have to look at people who are iconic in terms of style, I would look at like Audrey Hepburn, I would look at Jane Birkin, Nutan, Catherine Hepburn, Madhubala, Meena Kumari. They all, especially Meena Kumari, Rekha, they always had this, they dressed in a certain way, and I think all of them were fashion icons, and that's why they're legendary, because people ape their style, ape their idea of what, when you look at it, like an Amy Winehouse now, she has a particular style and a particular brand of the way she looks and the way she dresses. And I think most people who become iconic have a certain style and artistic expression of how they dress.
So it's this artistic expression that you feel which sort of sets one actor or one's fashion icon from
I
the
think
other.
instead of looking manufactured, when it looks organic and you have your own style, I think that's important because when I came into the industry, I decided I knew that I couldn't be what everybody else was. I would just make a fool out of myself. So I just decided to be myself, and that became fashionable. And it's when you have your voice, when you're just stylish because you're just wearing what you feel comfortable in, um, that just becomes a statement because you have an individuality and you enjoy clothes and you enjoy dressing a certain way.
If I had to ask you to choose your signature statement, because you mentioned the word statement,
I think it's
what would be?
I think what is mine is very vintage and old world on the red carpet and for appearances. But at home, I think I'm very bohemian, which is my personality. It's very bohemian. It's just bohemian. I think. Yeah.
How do you think India
Easy.
has taken to fashion and style? Because it's become like a $1 zillion industry. It's suddenly,
I
it's
know.
become so huge.
People, a lot of the actresses are abusing me for it. They always call. I remember one actress, a very very big actress actually, telling me, "Sonam, why did you do this? You know how much money I'm paying my stylist right now." I was like, "Well, I don't pay my stylist. It's my sister." Or I just style myself. I was like, you just have to be yourself. And there are lots of celebrities in Hollywood who kind of style themselves if they have their like a Tilda Swinton and Kate Blanchett, Blake Lively. They have their own style, and it's very distinct. I think that's what it is. But because as movie stars, we have such a huge say in what the market is going to be like, whether it's in movies, whether it's the ads. That's what we get. It's movies and cricket, right, in India. So we've all started dressing a certain way and started wearing makeup and stuff like that. So I think that's where the industry has grown, right? We, we fortunately, unfortunately, in good ways and bad ways, set trends. So we have to be very careful of what we do and what we say.
Talking of distinctive or distinct, another thing is Nirja. So, I mean, every actor has a process when they do a role, when they work in. How was the Nirja? Like, did you have to break yourself down completely? How was the Nirja process?
Um, I don't know if it's a bit. I don't want to self promote or give myself any importance. So I think it's just important to talk about Nija herself. My process into getting into the role and stuff like that, I think, is irrelevant. I don't want to. I don't want to self-grandize, in any way. So all that is completely irrelevant. I spoke about it during Ranjana and during my other films where I have a process and stuff like that. I use the same process here, but for me, it's important that people understand who she is and her story, because what she was extremely principled, and she always believed in doing the right thing. I did all this research on her, and I spoke to all her friends and her family and people who knew her, who worked with her. There are a lot of photographers and ad filmmakers, iconic ones, who worked with her, and her crew members and the passengers and everybody. I spoke with them, and they all said that she was only interested in doing the right thing. And it didn't matter what it was. It was the principle of the thing. It was always a principle of the thing. And that is important. And that's what I learned from it. So it's not what I brought to the film, it's what the film brought into my life. What I learned was I was basically on shaky ground for a couple of years. I've always been known to be someone, I think, who has an opinion, who says the right thing, who always wants to do the right thing. And a lot of people are not okay with it. So there's a lot of negativity because I'm not compromising on a lot of things. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting backlash for being who I am anyway. I might as well become this person. But then this film came at the right time. And it taught me that a girl who was only 23 years old, she did this. She faced fear. And that's the most important thing, Jitesh. When you're scared and you still do the right thing, when you know that when you know that there's going to be something that's not right that's going to happen to you, but you're still like, it doesn't matter. And she did it on another level. She lost her life doing it. But it's a silly thing. Like, for example, going on Twitter and standing up for the right side. It's scary because you'll have a lot of people being negative. The media might not take it the right way. You might have morchas outside your house. You don't know. But you still need to stand up for it. And I also feel being diplomatic and not taking sides is also wrong. Because at the end of the day, you're actually encouraging the person who is not doing the right thing. So by not taking a stand, according to me, is also not the right thing to do anymore in this day and age. Because a lot of negative things are happening in the world right now. So I always think you need to take the stand, you need to do the right thing, and that's so I just inculcated that principle back into my system. Because I always did that, because when you come and you're young and idealistic, and that's why I think it's important for people to see this film, because she was petrified. Anybody you ask in the plane, they were like, she was literally shaking and scared, but she always tried to do the right thing at that point. And so it was her fear versus courage, and her courage took over, which I think is amazing. And you feel like this only happens in the movies, but this actually really happened in real life. And that's why that's why people are reacting to it the way it is, because it's a biopic, it's Nirja, it's got me starring in it, it's not a big commercial film, and suddenly people are like, it's loving just the promo is because people want to be this person. Yeah.
What a lovely thought. Courage takes over fear. Now I leave the floor open to other members of the press if there are any questions.
Sonam, coming back to style, you are the true fashion icon and we all look up to you. But then, recently you have been compared to Athia Shetty, and everyone says that,
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
I mean, Athia is also compared to you, and they say that, she's the next style icon after Sonam Kapoor. So what do you have to say about that? Do you still... do you
More
feel
the merrier. I love Atya. I think she's incredibly beautiful, and she's very sweet, and I think she's like a gazelle. I think she's very beautiful.
Though it's too early to say that, but after watching Nirja's trailer, people are saying that it's going to be a turning point in Sonam's career. So what is your take on that?
They say that with every film. When will the turning point come? No, I think they said that during Ranjana. I think I need to give credit where credit's due. Anand Rai was the one who recognized me first, and that's where my turning point came. I've got Prem Ratan Dhan Payo, Nirja. I got the opportunity to work with Disney for the first time, all because of the success of Ranjana. And I had successful films. I had Delhi 6, I had Savarya, I Hate Love Stories. I have an incredible filmography, but I do very few films. I do 1 or 2 films a year, and so people tend to forget that I've had successful films before. So Nirja releases, and touch wood, it'll do well. People will forget, and then the next film will come, and that might also again be my turning point.
Hi Sonam, my name is Sonu. I want to ask this, according to you, what is fashion? What is style?
Style is an expression of an individual. You need to have individuality to have style. Being fashionable and being stylish are 2 different things. And style is just being able to carry clothes off no matter what you wear. You should be able to wear a bag and be stylish in it. Being fashionable is completely different. I hate it when people call me a fashionista. I rather people call me stylish. You have to have an individuality. You need to be yourself to be stylish.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. जी, obviously देखा है.
उनको कैसा लगा?
बहुत ही पसंद आया. उन्होंने फिल्म भी देखी है.
Superb.
लेके आपके ऊपर खासकर क्योंकि पूरी फिल्म आपके ऊपर डिपेंड है ये.
ये I think मेरी 5वीं फिल्म है. I've done 10 films. Out of that, 6 films I've done, which are solo films. 7 films. तो responsibility हर फिल्म के साथ होती है. And मतलब काम तो करना पड़ेगा, पर जब आप 100% देते हो, मैंने हर फिल्म में 100 या 200% देती हूँ. जब मेरा काम ख़त्म हो जाता है एक्टिंग का और प्रमोशन का, तो मेरा काम ख़त्म हो जाता है, उसके बाद भगवान जा रहे हैं और लोग जाने।
चैलेंज होता है कहीं ना कहीं क्योंकि आप पूरी फिल्म आपके ऊपर डिपेंड होती है।
जी, मैं ऐसे सोच के फिल्म करती नहीं हूँ।
सोनम, आजकल बायोपिक बहुत ट्रेंड में है, जैसे रिसेंटली अभी बाजीराव मस्तानी आई और अभी आपकी निर्जा आ रही है, सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
1 or 2 films a year does not make it into a trend. There are like some, how many films in Bollywood do we have in a year? 300, 400. Out of that, 2 or 3 films a year. Anything that is a good story is something good to make. Content is king.
Thank you,
so
members of
much.
the media. Thank you,
Thank
Sonam,
you.
for inspiring us in more ways than one. Thank you, Mr. Jitesh, for joining us here.